My business partner, Jade Hartwell, walks into my office on a Tuesday morning with her resignation letter and a smug smile. "I'm off to Summit Consulting to be their VP of Client Relations," she announces, dropping the letter on my desk, effective immediately. I've built this marketing consultancy from nothing over 7 years, and she's been with me for 4. I look at her carefully styled hair, her designer suit, her confident posture. I don't argue. I don't beg. I just smile and say, "Congratulations, Jade. I wish you the very best." After Jade leaves, I sit alone in my office, my smile fading into something harder, something colder. The silence feels suffocating. I stare at the resignation letter, printed on expensive paper, probably from Summit's offices. One paragraph. No explanation. No gratitude. Just a legal notice that she's done. I built Sterling Brand Solutions 7 years ago after being laid off from a corporate marketing job where I'd given everything for 5 years. They let me go during restructuring, gave me 2 weeks severance, and wished me luck. I was 32, terrified, and angry. I took that anger and turned it into fuel. I started with 2 small clients I'd connected with through networking events and a spare bedroom in my apartment that I converted into an office. I worked 16-hour days. I learned accounting, web design, contract law, everything I needed to survive. The first year, I made $28,000, barely enough to cover rent and groceries. The second year, I doubled it. By year 3, I had 8 clients and moved into a real office space, a tiny 2-room suite in a building downtown. That's when things started feeling real. Like maybe I could actually do this. Jade joined 4 years ago when I was struggling to manage growth. I had 12 clients, more work than I could handle alone, and I was burning out. She interviewed well, had great references, and seemed genuinely excited about what I was building. We clicked immediately. She was organized where I was creative, detail-oriented where I was big picture. Within 6 months, I made her a partner. 50-50 ownership. Equal stake in everything. Looking back now, that decision feels naive. But at the time, I needed help desperately, and she seemed like the answer. We formalized it with a partnership agreement, celebrated with champagne in the office, and I genuinely believed we'd build something great together. And we did. For a while. Together, we grew Sterling Brand Solutions to 32 major clients, 15 employees, and $3 million in annual revenue. My specialty became brand strategy and creative campaigns. The vision work. Jade handled client relations and new business development. The relationship work. We complemented each other perfectly, or so I thought. I opened my computer, trying to focus on transition planning, trying to be professional about this. But something feels wrong. I start reviewing recent activity logs, just to get a sense of what projects Jade was handling, what I'll need to take over. That's when I notice it. Several client files have been accessed at strange hours over the past 2 weeks. All by Jade. All between 11 at night and 2 in the morning. I click deeper, my pulse quickening. She downloaded the entire client database 3 days ago. Contact information, contract details, project histories, pricing structures, everything. My stomach drops. This wasn't a sudden opportunity at Summit. She's been planning this. I grab my phone and call Marcus Chen. Wait. No. I can't use Chen. I call Marcus Riley, our IT consultant. He answers on the second ring. "Marcus, I need you to check something. What data has Jade accessed or downloaded in the past 2 weeks?" There's typing on his end. A long pause. Bailey. She copied over 400 gigabytes of data to an external drive 3 nights ago. Almost everything we have. Client files, financial records, internal processes, marketing strategies. I thought she was doing a backup, She didn't tell you she was leaving? No. Should I have stopped her? I close my eyes. It's not your fault. Can you lock her out of the system now? Actually, that's the weird thing. She changed the master credentials last night. I can't access anything either. She locked us both out. My hands tighten on the phone. She planned this meticulously. Every step calculated. Marcus, I need you to get me back in. Whatever it takes. Today. I'll work on it. This might take a few hours. I hang up and force myself to breathe slowly. Think strategically. Don't react emotionally. That's what she's expecting. There's a soft knock on my door. My assistant, Chloe, steps inside. Her eyes are red, mascara smudged. She's 24, bright, hardworking, and completely loyal. She's been with me for 2 years. Bailey, I need to show you something. Her voice breaks. She hands me her phone. There's a group text on the screen, sent to 8 people. Our entire client-facing team. Sent by Jade at 10 o'clock this morning. An hour ago. The message reads, Bailey's company is failing. I'm moving to Summit Consulting, where there's real opportunity. Anyone who wants to join a winning team should contact me immediately. I'm authorized to bring my whole department. Below the message, I see 3 responses already. 3 of my employees saying they're interested in learning more. 3 people I hired, trained, and trusted. I look up at Chloe. Who else has seen this? Everyone. It went to the whole team. People are scared. They're asking if it's true. If the company is failing. I stand up, my legs shaky but my voice steady. Call everyone into the conference room. Right now. I need to talk to them. Chloe nods and hurries out. I stare at Jade's message on the screen. She isn't just leaving. She's trying to dismantle everything I built. She's recruiting my staff, stealing my data, and spreading lies to create panic. This is war. 15 minutes later. I'm standing in front of my team in the conference room. 12 faces stare back at me. Some look worried. Some look guilty. Some look angry on my behalf. I can see who's been talking to Jade and who hasn't. I keep my voice calm, professional. I'm sure you've all seen Jade's message this morning. I want to address it directly. Jade has resigned to take a position at Summit Consulting. That's her choice, and I respect it. However, her claim that this company is failing is completely false. We're financially healthy, our clients are satisfied, and we're growing. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. Sarah Fleming, one of the senior designers, raises her hand. Is it true that she's taking clients with her? She's attempting to. Whether she succeeds will depend on the strength of our relationships and the quality of our work. I'm confident in both. Tyson Grant, another designer, looks uncomfortable. What if some of us want to explore other opportunities? I meet his eyes. You're free to make whatever career decisions are best for you. I've never held anyone back, but I would ask that you honor your employment agreements and give proper notice, and that you don't participate in coordinated efforts to damage this company. The room is silent. I can see Tyson and Sarah exchanging glances. They've already been talking to Jade. I'm not going to beg anyone to stay, but I want you to know that I value each of you, and I've always tried to treat you fairly. If you choose to leave, do it for the right reasons, not because someone scared you with lies. I dismiss the meeting. Most people file out quietly. Chloe stays behind. That was good, she says. You didn't show weakness. I feel weak, I admit. I feel like everything's falling apart. It's not. We're with you. I want to believe her. I go back to my office and call Stephen Morrison, my lawyer. I've worked with Stephen for 3 years. He handled the partnership agreement when I brought Jade on. He's expensive but thorough. He answers immediately. Bailey, I heard about Jade. I'm sorry. How did you hear? She called me this morning, asking for copies of the partnership agreement. Said she needed them for her transition. I told her to request them through you. I explain everything. The data theft, the staff recruitment, the timing. Stephen listens without interrupting. When I finish, he's quiet for a moment. Then, let me review the partnership agreement and get back to you within an hour. Don't do anything yet. 50 minutes later, he calls back. His voice is careful, controlled in a way that makes my chest tighten. Bailey, we have a situation. There's a non-compete clause preventing Jade from working for a direct competitor within 50 miles for 2 years. And there's a confidentiality agreement protecting client data. Both are enforceable. But what? The partnership agreement also states that if either partner leaves, they must buy out the other's 50% stake within 90 days, or the company must be liquidated and assets divided equally. My mouth goes dry. How much would I need to buy her out? Based on the company's current valuation, roughly $2 million total. You'd need $1 million to buy her half. Stephen, I don't have that. I have maybe $80,000 in business savings and personal funds combined. I know. And there's something else. Even if we sue Jade for violating the non-compete, it will take months to work through the courts. You'll spend at least $50,000 in legal fees. Probably more. And enforcement of non-competes is tricky in this state. Judges don't always uphold them, especially if she can argue she needs to work. I feel the walls closing in. So what do? Try to negotiate. See if Jade will agree to a structured buyout over time, or a smaller settlement. The alternative is liquidation, and you'll both lose. We hang up, and I sit at my desk, staring at nothing. My computer chimes. New email. It's from Gregory Walsh, CEO of Summit Consulting. I've heard of him. Everyone in the industry has. He's known for aggressive expansion, for acquiring smaller firms and absorbing their clients. His company is worth about $50 million. Mine is worth $2 million. We're not competitors. We're prey. The email is professionally cold. Miss Sterling. We understand that Miss Hartwell previously had access to certain client information at your firm. As she begins her role here, we'll need you to provide official authorization for her to maintain those client relationships that wish to transition with her. Please confirm receipt of this request. I read it 3 times. They're asking me to voluntarily hand over my clients, to authorize their theft. I don't respond. I need to think. 15 minutes later, my phone rings. Unknown number. I answer. Miss Sterling, Gregory Walsh. Did you receive my email? His voice is smooth, confident. The voice of someone who always wins. I did. And those client relationships belong to Sterling Brand Solutions, Mr. Walsh. Jade signed confidentiality and non-compete agreements. He laughs. It's condescending. The sound of someone who finds me amusing. Actually, Miss Sterling, you might want to check your partnership agreement again. Specifically, paragraph 5 of the asset seizure clause. When a partner leaves and exercises their buyout option, they have the right to claim any assets they personally developed, including client relationships they originated. Jade originated or managed 24 of your 32 clients. According to the contract you both signed, those clients are legally hers to take. My blood runs cold. What are you talking about? Paragraph 5. My lawyers reviewed your partnership agreement this morning. It's very clear. Jade has the legal right to claim the clients she brought in. You have 24 hours to provide full access to the client database, project files, and contact information, or we'll file an injunction forcing you to comply. My hands shake as I pull up the partnership agreement on my computer. I search for paragraph 5, asset seizure. There it is. The clause states, in the event of partnership dissolution or voluntary departure, the departing partner shall have the right to claim any business assets, including client relationships, that said partner directly originated or primarily managed. Originated shall be defined as the partner who secured the initial client agreement, regardless of subsequent project work performed by others. I remember now. 3 years ago, Jade wanted to revise the partnership agreement. She said it was about protecting both of our contributions, making sure we each got credit for what we brought to the company. I was busy with a major campaign launch. I skimmed the changes, saw they looked reasonable, and signed. I just signed away 3/4 of my business. Miss Sterling? Are you still there? Gregory's voice pulls me back. I'm here. Good. So we understand each other. Provide the access by this time tomorrow, or my lawyers will be in touch. Have a good day. He hangs up. I sit frozen in my chair. The document is still on my screen, the words blurring. Jade planned this 3 years ago. She inserted this clause knowing exactly what it would do. And I was too trusting, too busy, too stupid to see it. I stay at the office until midnight, rereading the contract, searching for any loophole, any error, anything I can use. The words become meaningless after the 100th time through. Paragraph 5 is airtight. Unless I can buy Jade out in 90 days, she has the legal right to claim any business assets, including client relationships, that she directly originated or primarily managed. The definition is clear. Originated means the partner who secured the initial client agreement. I pull up our client list and cross-reference it with my records. My heart sinks further with each name. Jade was our primary business development person for the past 3 years. She attended networking events, set up meetings, made the initial pitches. Even when I did the creative work and managed the projects afterward, she was the one who brought them in. 24 out of 32 clients. Gregory was right. At 1 a.m, Stephen sends me an email. I've reviewed paragraph 5 thoroughly. It's enforceable. I'm sorry, Bailey. Your only options are raise the buyout money, negotiate a settlement with Jade, or comply with the asset transfer and try to rebuild with your remaining clients. Call me in the morning. I drive home in a daze. My apartment feels empty and cold. I sit at my kitchen table and stare at my bank statements. $82,000 in combined savings. My condo has maybe $150,000 in equity. Even if I mortgaged everything, took out every possible loan, I'd be nowhere close to $1 million. My phone buzzes. Text from my father. Heard about Jade from Chloe. Call me when you can. Love you. I call him even though it's almost 2 a.m. He answers immediately. He never sleeps well anymore. Not since Mom died 5 years ago. Bailey Bear, he says, using my childhood nickname. Tell me what happened. I explain everything. My voice breaks twice. He listens without interrupting, the way he always does. When I finish, there's a long silence. Then, how much do you need? Dad, no. That's not why I called. How much? $1 million. But I'm not taking your money. I have $50,000 in savings. It's yours. Tears burn my eyes. That's your retirement fund. I can't. It's just sitting in the bank. Let me help you fight. $50,000 won't be enough. It's not even close. His voice breaks. Then I don't know what to do, sweetheart. I wish I could fix this. You can't. Nobody can. We talk for another 20 minutes. He offers to sell his house, to take out loans, to do anything. I tell him no to everything. When we hang up, I feel worse than before. I lie awake until dawn, staring at the ceiling, running through scenarios. Every path leads to the same place. I'm going to lose my company. The next morning, I drag myself to the office. My eyes are swollen from crying. I put on makeup to hide it, but Chloe notices immediately. Did you sleep? Not really. She brings me coffee and closes my office door. What's the plan? I don't have one yet. At 10 a.m, my phone starts ringing. Clients. One after another. Helena Morris from Morris Hotels. A client worth $300,000 annually. Bailey, I got a call from Jade this morning. She said she's at Summit Consulting now and that she'll be taking over our account. She said you two had an agreement about client transitions. Is this true? I choose my words carefully. Jade has left Sterling Brand Solutions to pursue other opportunities. Any decisions about your account are yours to make, Helena. We value your business and hope to continue our relationship. She said you're downsizing, that you're losing staff. We're going through changes, but we're not downsizing. Our team is strong, and we're committed to excellent service. Helena sounds uncertain. I'll need to think about this. Can we talk next week? Of course. I'll call you Monday. The next call is David Brennan from Pinnacle Financial, worth $400,000 annually. Bailey, what the hell is going on? Jade called offering me a discount on services if I switch to Summit. She said you're having financial problems. That's not true. We're financially healthy. Jade is spreading misinformation to recruit clients. I hope you'll judge us by the quality of work we've delivered, not by gossip from someone who just resigned. I've always been happy with your work. But this is concerning. I need stability. I understand. I'll send you our financial statements if it helps. We're solid, David. He agrees to stay for now, but sounds doubtful. 5 more calls follow the same pattern. Jade is actively calling clients, using her insider knowledge of their businesses, their budgets, their pain points. She knows exactly what to say because she knows everything about them. By noon, 3 smaller clients have sent termination notices, effective in 30 days. That's $200,000 in annual revenue. Gone in one morning. My remaining staff is nervous. I can see it in their faces. Rumors are spreading that the company is collapsing. Sarah and Tyson avoid eye contact when I walk past their desks. At 2 in the afternoon, a courier arrives with a certified letter. It's from Summit Consulting's legal team. I open it with shaking hands. Pursuant to paragraph 5 of your partnership agreement, Jade Hartwell is exercising her right to claim the following 24 client relationships. The letter lists almost every major client I have. Morris Hotels, Pinnacle Financial, Convergent Media, all the names that matter. You are required to provide 1. Full client contact database, including phone numbers, email addresses, and primary contacts. 2. All project files and creative assets for listed clients. 3. Transition support for a minimum of 60 days. 4. Written notification to each client authorizing the transfer of their account to Summit Consulting. Failure to comply within 48 hours will result in legal action seeking damages for interference with contractual rights and tortious interference with business relationships. Additionally, Miss Hartwell is prepared to file a countersuit alleging you are withholding her rightful business assets. I read the letter 3 times. My vision blurs. They're giving me 2 days. 2 days to voluntarily destroy my own company, or they'll sue me for damages I can't afford. I'm trapped. If I fight this, I'll lose in court and spend everything I have on legal fees. If I comply, I'll hand over my business and have nothing left. I sit at my desk until the office empties. Chloe stops by before leaving. Are you okay? No. Do you want me to stay? No. Go home. I'll be fine. She hesitates, then leaves. I'm alone in the silent office, the city lights flickering through my window. I think about everything I built, everything I sacrificed. 7 years of my life. And it's ending like this. My phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. I'm sorry for what she's doing. There's something you should know. Meet me tomorrow, 7 a.m., Riverside Park North entrance. Come alone. Don't tell anyone. A friend. I stare at the message. It could be a trap. It could be nothing. But I have nothing left to lose. I text back. Who is this? No response. I barely sleep again. My mind races with possibilities. Who sent the text? What do they know? Is this some kind of setup? At 6:30 in the morning, I'm driving to Riverside Park. The city is quiet. The streets empty. I park near the north entrance and wait. The sun is just rising, casting orange light across the river. At exactly 7 o'clock, a woman approaches. She's in her late 20s, wearing jeans and a jacket, looking nervous. She keeps glancing around as if expecting someone to jump out. "Bailey Sterling?" she asks. "Yes. Who are you?" "Amanda Porter. I work at Summit Consulting. Junior consultant." My guard goes up immediately. "If you're here to threaten me." "No. I'm here to help you. What Jade is doing isn't right." "Why would you help me? You work for the company trying to destroy mine." Amanda looks at her shoes. "Because Gregory Walsh is a liar. And I'm tired of working for people like him." She pulls out her phone and shows me text messages. The conversation is between Jade and Gregory, dated 6 months ago. I scroll through, my heart pounding. Jade. Everything is in place. I have full access to all client files. I can deliver the entire portfolio. Gregory. And the staff? Jade. I can bring at least 5. Maybe more. The key players. Gregory. Perfect. VP title and 200,000 signing bonus, as discussed. Once you deliver the clients, we'll initiate the legal pressure to force her compliance. Jade. She won't see it coming. She trusts me completely. The texts go on. 6 months of planning, discussing tactics, strategizing about timing, laughing about how naive I am. I feel sick. "Why are you showing me this?" I ask. Amanda's voice is quiet. "Because Gregory promised promotions to several of us if this worked. He said bringing in Sterling brand solutions would create opportunities for growth. Then yesterday he announced Jade is bringing her own team and there's a hiring freeze. He used us too. I'm tired of working for people who lie. Will you testify? Provide these messages as evidence?" She hesitates. "If this gets out, I'll never work in consulting again. Gregory has connections everywhere. So you're giving me information but won't back it up? I'll give you copies of the texts. But I can't be a witness. I'm sorry. I have student loans. Rent. I can't lose my job." She sends me the screenshots via encrypted email. Then she looks at me with genuine sympathy. "I hope this helps. Good luck." She walks away quickly, disappearing into the morning joggers and dog walkers. I sit on a bench, staring at my phone. I have proof that Jade and Gregory conspired to steal my business. But without Amanda as a witness, the texts could be dismissed as fake or taken out of context. And proving conspiracy in court would still take months and money I don't have. I drive back to the office. Chloe is already there, looking worried. "Where were you?" "Meeting with someone. It doesn't matter." At 10 o'clock, my bank calls. The voice on the line is apologetic but firm. "Miss Sterling, I'm calling to inform you that your business accounts have been frozen pending resolution of a legal dispute. Summit Consulting has filed a preliminary injunction, claiming you're withholding assets that legally belong to their employee. They can't do that. They can, if a judge grants it. And one did. This morning. I'm sorry. Until this is resolved, you can't access the funds." I hang up and check the business account online. Balance: $243,000. Frozen. Inaccessible. Payroll is due in 4 days. I can't pay my staff. I can't pay the office rent. I can't pay anything. My assistant manager, Jason Brooks, knocks on my door. "Bailey, I need to talk to you about something." I already know what he's going to say. "I got a call from Jade. She offered me a position at Summit. 30% more than I make here. Are you taking it?" He looks miserable. "I don't want to. But Bailey, People are saying the company might not survive this. I have a mortgage. I have a wife and a kid on the way. I understand. I'm so sorry. He leaves. That makes 7 people who've left, or are planning to. The afternoon brings more disaster. Sarah Fleming and Tyson Grant both submit formal resignations. They're leaving at the end of the week to join Jade at Summit. At 5 o'clock, my phone rings. Gregory Walsh. I almost don't answer. But I do. Miss Sterling, I'm calling with a generous offer. I'm listening. Summit Consulting is prepared to acquire your remaining assets and client relationships for $250,000. You'll avoid bankruptcy, pay off your debts, and we'll even hire you as a senior consultant at $80,000 a year. You'd report to Jade, of course, but it's a stable income while you figure out your next move. This offer expires tomorrow at noon. My jaw clenches. You want me to sell you my company for pennies on the dollar and then work for the woman who stole it from me? I want to offer you a soft landing, Miss Sterling. The alternative is watching your company die slowly while you drown in legal fees you can't afford. Think carefully. This is a good deal considering your position. He hangs up before I can respond. I sit at my desk, staring at the clock. 19 hours until the deadline. 19 hours to decide whether to accept complete humiliation or lose everything fighting. My phone rings again. Unknown number. Miss Sterling, this is Tracy Brennan from Lighthouse Accounting. Your father gave me your number. He said you might need financial consulting. I can't afford a consultant right now. I'm not charging. Your father and I served together in the Navy 30 years ago. He helped me when I needed it. I'm returning the favor. Can I look at your books? I'm too exhausted to argue. I send her everything. Financial statements, the partnership agreement, client contracts, everything. She calls back 2 hours later. Bailey, I've reviewed everything. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You're in serious trouble, but there might be a way out. I need to check something. Can you send me copies of every client contract you've ever signed? Every single one. That's hundreds of contracts. I need them all. Tonight. I work until 3 in the morning, scanning and sending contracts. When I finally crawl into bed, the sun is almost up again. My alarm goes off at 6. I've had 3 hours of sleep. My body feels like lead, but my mind is racing. Tracy calls at 7. Bailey, I found something. Are you sitting down? Yes. The paragraph 5 clause that Jade is using? It states that the departing partner can claim assets they originated or primarily managed. Do you remember signing this amendment? 3 years ago. Jade said it was to protect both our contributions. Was it notarized? I pull up the document on my laptop. There's a signature line for a notary, but wait, there's no notary seal. And Jade's signature is dated 2 days after mine. Exactly. Under state partnership law, amendments to ownership or asset distribution must be properly executed with both signatures on the same date and a notary witness. This amendment is invalid. The original partnership agreement stands. My heart stutters. What does that mean? It means paragraph 5 doesn't legally exist. Jade has no claim to your clients. Everything Summit is demanding is based on a void contract provision. I can barely breathe. Are you sure? I'm sure. But Bailey, you need a real lawyer. Not just any lawyer. You need someone who specializes in business disputes and isn't afraid of firms like Summit. Do you have anyone? My lawyer is Stephen Morrison. He's good, but he's cautious. You need aggressive. Do you know Patricia Linden? Convergent Media Patricia Linden? She's one of my biggest clients. Call her. Now. Tell her everything. She's been where you are. I don't understand. But I trust Tracy. I hang up and immediately dial Patricia's cell. It's 7:15 in the morning, but she answers. Bailey, I was hoping you'd call. How did you know? I got a call from Gregory Walsh yesterday. Very aggressive, very threatening. He claimed you were under investigation for breach of contract and that my projects were at risk. It felt like a shakedown. What's going on? I tell her everything. The partnership dispute, Jade's betrayal, Gregory's conspiracy, the legal trap. Everything pours out. Patricia listens without interrupting. When I finish, she's quiet for a moment. Bailey, send me everything. The partnership agreement, the timeline, any evidence you have. I'll have my people look at it. Your people? My legal team. I've been in business for 30 years. I know what a hostile takeover looks like. And I don't like bullies. Send me everything within the hour. I send her every document I have. The partnership agreement, Amanda's text messages, the timeline of events, Tracy's analysis of the invalid amendment. At 9 o'clock, Patricia calls back. Bailey, I'm bringing in outside counsel. Someone who specializes in cases like this. His name is Richard Castellano, from Brennan and Associates. He's represented me before. He's expensive, but he's the best. Patricia, I can't afford expensive lawyers. My accounts are frozen. I'm covering his fees. Consider it an investment. Why would you do this? Her voice softens. Because 15 years ago, someone tried to do the same thing to me. A business partner, a man I trusted, tried to steal my company through legal manipulation. Someone helped me fight back when I had nothing left. I'm returning the favor. Now stop arguing and talk to Richard. 10 minutes later, Richard Castellano calls. His voice is sharp, direct. Miss Sterling, I've reviewed the materials Patricia sent. I need everything you have, every document, every email, every text message. How fast can you get them to me? An hour. Make it 30 minutes. I work frantically, compiling everything into a secure file share. At 9:45, I send it. Richard calls back at 11:30. I'm filing an emergency motion this afternoon. Summit's account freeze is based on a fraudulent legal claim. Their entire case rests on paragraph 5, which is invalid due to improper execution. I'm also filing a complaint against their attorneys for pursuing claims they knew or should have known were invalid. Can we win? We're going to destroy them. But Bailey, you need to prepare yourself. This will get ugly before it gets better. Gregory Walsh isn't going to back down easily. At noon, Gregory's deadline passes. I don't respond to his buyout offer. At 12:30, my phone rings. Gregory Walsh, and he sounds furious. Miss Sterling, you just made a serious mistake. My lawyers are filing suit this afternoon for breach of contract and tortious interference. We're seeking damages of $5 million. You'll be bankrupt within a month. My voice is steady. Mr. Walsh, you might want to have your lawyers review the paragraph 5 amendment before filing anything. Specifically, the execution date and the missing notary seal. There's a pause. What are you talking about? The amendment is invalid. It was never properly executed. Your entire legal claim is based on a void contract provision. And I have a very good lawyer who's going to explain this to a judge this afternoon. So please, file your lawsuit. I look forward to the discovery process. The pause is longer this time. You're bluffing. Am I? Let's find out. Oh, and Mr. Walsh? I also have text messages between you and Jade from 6 months ago discussing your conspiracy to steal my business. Premeditation. Tortious interference. Fraud. I'm sure your other clients would love to know how Summit Consulting acquires new business. Those messages are inadmissible. Maybe. Maybe not. But the publicity alone will damage your reputation. Every consulting firm in the state will know what you did. How much is your reputation worth, Mr. Walsh? He's silent for a long time. Then his voice drops, cold and threatening. You're making a mistake, Miss Sterling. You don't have the resources to fight me. I'm calling your bluff. We're proceeding with the lawsuit. And I'm personally calling every single one of your clients today to inform them that you're under investigation for fraud and breach of contract. By tonight, you won't have a business left to fight for. He hangs up. My brief moment of confidence evaporates. He's going scorched earth. Even if I'm right legally, he's going to destroy my reputation first. Within an hour, it starts. My phone rings constantly. Clients, panicked and confused. Helena Morris. Bailey, I just got a call from Summit's lawyers saying you're being investigated for fraud. Is this true? David Brennan. What the hell is going on? Summit is saying you stole client data and falsified contracts. 4 more clients send termination notices by email. They can't wait to see how the legal battle resolves. They need stability now. My remaining staff starts arriving for the afternoon. They look terrified. Jason approaches my office. Bailey. People are getting calls at home. Summit's people are reaching out directly, offering jobs. They're saying the company is going under. Should we be looking for new positions? I want to scream. I want to cry. Instead, I say, do what you need to do, Jason. I can't make promises right now. By 3 o'clock, 2 more employees submit resignations. That's 9 total. More than half my team. Richard calls at 4. The judge granted our emergency motion. Your accounts are unfrozen. Summit's injunction is dismissed. I've sent a cease and desist to Gregory Walsh. They have until 5 o'clock to stop all client contact and retract their false statements, or we're filing a countersuit for defamation, tortious interference, and conspiracy to commit fraud. Will it work? We're about to find out. At 4:45, 15 minutes before the deadline, my phone rings. Gregory Walsh. His voice is completely different. Strained. Almost panicked. Miss Sterling, I think there's been a serious misunderstanding. My legal team has reviewed the partnership agreement amendment more carefully, and there appear to be procedural irregularities. Procedural irregularities. That's an interesting way to describe fraud. Now wait. I never said fraud. We're prepared to withdraw all claims immediately. Ms. Hartwell's employment with Summit Consulting has been terminated effective immediately. We're also prepared to offer compensation for any inconvenience this may have caused. I should feel relief. Instead, I feel ice in my veins. That's generous, Mr. Walsh. What's the catch? His voice drops. There's no catch. However, you should know that Jade kept extensive records of your business operations during her time as partner. She claims there are certain financial irregularities, client expense reimbursements that may not have been properly documented. She's threatening to report these to the IRS and your remaining clients, unless you agree not to pursue legal action against her personally. My stomach drops. What irregularities? She's saying she has proof that you've been overbilling clients and pocketing the difference for years. Now, I'm not saying I believe her, but she's prepared to make these allegations public if you don't back off. She's already drafted reports to send to your clients and the state licensing board. Apparently, she documented everything very carefully. I close my eyes. Jade has one final weapon. False allegations of financial fraud that will destroy my reputation, even if they're eventually proven untrue. Miss Sterling, are you there? I'm here. So I'm asking you, as a professional courtesy, to consider a mutual release. We drop all claims. You drop all claims, and we all move on with our lives. Otherwise, this gets very messy for everyone. I hang up without answering. I call Richard immediately. My hands are shaking so hard I can barely hold the phone. Richard, Jade is claiming I've been embezzling from clients. She's threatening to report me to the IRS and send evidence to my clients. Are the allegations true? No. Absolutely not. I keep meticulous records. Every expense is documented, Every client bill is itemized and approved. But Richard, proving my innocence could take months. My reputation will be destroyed before we ever get to court. Do you have access to your complete financial records? Every transaction for the past 4 years? Yes. Everything is backed up on my personal cloud storage. Bank statements, receipts, client invoices, everything. Send them all to me. Tonight. Every single file. And Bailey? Don't panic yet. False allegations often backfire on the person making them. I spend the next 4 hours compiling and uploading 4 years of financial documentation. Every bank statement, every receipt, every invoice, every expense report. My eyes blur from staring at spreadsheets. At midnight, I finish uploading the last file. I collapse into bed and somehow sleep for 5 hours. Richard calls at 7 the next morning. I answer, groggy and disoriented. Bailey. Jade's threat just backfired on her. Spectacularly. I sit up. What? I spent the night reviewing your financial records and cross-referencing them with the client files Jade downloaded. You're clean. Every expense is documented. Every invoice matches the bank deposits perfectly. But there are irregularities in the files. What kind of irregularities? Jade was embezzling. For the past 18 months, she's been adding unauthorized expenses to client invoices. Small amounts, $1,500 to $3,000 per invoice. Hidden in legitimate-looking line items like research fees and vendor consultations. The clients paid them, but the money never appeared in your business accounts. I feel like I've been punched. Where did it go? Into Jade's personal accounts. She was skimming. Total theft. Approximately $92,000 over 18 months. I never noticed. You weren't supposed to. She handled all the client billing. That was her job. She counted on you trusting her. And when she downloaded the client files, she took the evidence of her own fraud. She kept copies to use against you, not realizing they would incriminate her. My mind races. What happens now? I've contacted the district attorney's office. This is criminal fraud. They're opening an investigation. I'm also notifying all affected clients. Jade is facing serious charges. Within 2 hours, everything moves at lightning speed. The DA's office issues a warrant for Jade's arrest on charges of fraud, embezzlement, and theft. Summit Consulting releases a public statement. Summit Consulting was unaware of Ms. Hartwell's fraudulent activities during her brief employment with our firm. We have terminated her employment and are cooperating fully with law enforcement. We sincerely apologize to Bailey Sterling and Sterling Brand Solutions for any harm caused. Gregory Walsh calls me personally. His voice is shaking. Miss Sterling, I had no knowledge of Jade's criminal activities. I was deceived as much as you were. Summit Consulting is prepared to offer full cooperation and a settlement to resolve this matter amicably. How much? $200,000, plus a public apology and a signed agreement that we will never recruit your staff or clients. I don't answer immediately. Let him sweat. Miss Sterling, I'll have my lawyer review it. Richard advises me to accept. You've won, Bailey. Take the settlement and move on. Dragging this out won't help you. I agree. Patricia Linden calls that afternoon. Bailey, I've spoken to 8 of your clients who were considering leaving. I've vouched for you personally. They're staying. You're going to be fine. 2 days later, Jade is arrested at her apartment. The local business news covers it. Former consultant arrested for embezzlement scheme. The story spreads through the industry. My phone rings with messages of support. Clients apologize for doubting me. 3 of the 4 clients who left ask if they can return. I accept 2 and decline the other 2. There are consequences for abandoning ship. My former employees who left for Summit start calling. Sarah Fleming reaches out. Apologetic. Bailey, I made a mistake. Is there any way I can come back? I hire back 3 of the people who left, the ones who were genuinely misled. The others, the ones who jumped at the first opportunity to abandon me, I politely decline. Within a week, Sterling Brand Solutions stabilizes. We're bruised but alive. Jade pleads guilty to fraud and embezzlement charges. She receives 3 years of probation, full restitution to all affected clients, and a permanent ban from working in the consulting industry. Her career is over. I never have to testify. Her own records convict her. 6 months later, I'm sitting in my expanded office, overlooking the city. The view is better here. The 20th floor instead of the 8th. We moved 3 months ago, when we outgrew the old space. Sterling Brand Solutions now has 38 clients, including 5 new ones who specifically sought us out after hearing how we handled the Jade situation. 20 employees. Revenue on track for $4 million this year. I implemented new systems. Dual signature requirements on all contracts. Monthly financial audits by an external firm. Complete transparency in client billing. I'll never make the mistake of blind trust again. Patricia Linden stops by with coffee. We've become close friends over the past months. She's been mentoring me on business strategy and leadership. You did good, Bailey, she says, settling into the chair across from my desk. Most people would have given up. I almost did. Multiple times. But you didn't. That's what matters. We talk for an hour about expansion plans, new market opportunities, lessons learned. After Patricia leaves, Chloe knocks on my door. She's my operations manager now, a well-deserved promotion with a significant raise. She stayed loyal through everything. Someone's here to see you. Amanda Porter. I'm surprised. I haven't heard from Amanda since that morning in the park. She walks in looking nervous. Hi, Bailey. I hope it's okay that I came by. Of course. Sit down. I left Summit 3 months ago. The whole thing with Jade. I couldn't work there anymore. I've been applying for positions at other firms, but it's been tough. I was wondering if you might have any openings. I study her. She took a risk to help me when she didn't have to. That took courage. Tell me about your experience. We talk for 45 minutes. Her background is solid. More importantly, she has integrity. She chose to do the right thing, even when it cost her. I'd like to offer you a position as a senior consultant. The pay is competitive, and there's real opportunity for growth here. But Amanda, I need to know I can trust you. Complete honesty always. Can you give me that? Her eyes well up. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you. Bailey. Start Monday. After she leaves, I stand at my window looking out at the city. The afternoon sun casts long shadows across the buildings. My phone buzzes. Email from a law firm I don't recognize. I open it cautiously. It's a forwarded letter from Jade. Handwritten. Bailey, I know you'll probably never read this, and I don't blame you, but I need to say it anyway. I'm sorry for what I did. I was greedy and stupid, and convinced myself that I deserved more than I had. I destroyed my own life, trying to take yours. I lost my career, my reputation, my self-respect. I have to live with that every day. I hope someday you can forgive me, but I understand if you can't. You built something real, and I tried to steal it because I was too lazy to build my own. That was wrong. I'm sorry, Jade. I read it twice. The words feel genuine, but they don't change anything. She made her choices. I made mine. I put the letter in my desk drawer. Maybe someday I'll feel something other than anger when I think about her. But not today. What I feel now is gratitude. Gratitude for the people who stood by me. Patricia, who offered help when she didn't have to. Richard, who fought for me. Tracy, who found the legal flaw that saved everything. Chloe and the others who stayed loyal. when everything looked hopeless. I learned that betrayal doesn't define you. How you respond to it does. When someone tries to steal your life's work, the first instinct is rage or despair. I felt both, but neither of those wins. What wins is patience, preparation, and paying attention to details. The trap Jade set for me? She caught herself in it. She got sloppy because criminals always do eventually. She kept the evidence of her own fraud because she was so focused on destroying me that she didn't see her own vulnerability. I also learned that you can't build anything meaningful on lies and theft. It collapses under its own weight. But when you build on integrity, even when it's tested to the breaking point, it holds. The people who matter see the truth. They show up when it counts. Success isn't about never being knocked down. It's about knowing which battles to fight, when to ask for help, and how to turn your enemy's weapons against them. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's building something so strong that their betrayal becomes irrelevant. I pick up my phone. New message from a potential client who heard about how we handled the situation with Jade. They want to work with someone who has integrity. I text back. Let's set up a meeting. I'd love to hear about your business. There's a photo on my desk. Me and my team at last month's celebration dinner. Everyone's laughing, relaxed, happy. This is what I built. This is what I protected. This is what matters. I turn back to my computer and start sketching ideas for tomorrow's client pitch. There's always more work to do. But now I know I can handle whatever comes. Some people try to win by tearing others down. But the real winners are the ones who build, protect, and stand their ground when tested. I did all three, and I'm still standing. Now I want to ask you something. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted completely? Maybe a business partner, a friend, or a colleague? How did you handle it? Did you fight back, or did you walk away? What would you have done in my situation? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, if it reminded you that integrity and perseverance can overcome even the worst betrayals, please hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel for more stories about resilience, justice, and triumph over adversity. Share this with someone who needs to hear that they can survive betrayal and come out stronger. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it gave you strength, hope, or maybe just the satisfaction of seeing someone who tried to cheat the system get exactly what they deserved. Remember, your value isn't determined by those who try to diminish you. It's determined by what you build, how you treat people, and whether you can look at yourself in the mirror with pride. Keep fighting for what's right. Keep building what matters, and never let anyone make you feel small. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.